No doubt that Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, she's broken all kinds of barriers.
Yeah, we saw earlier from the kiddos who are watching very closely at what is unfolding there as Vice President-elect Kamala Harris becomes the first female who is South Asian and black to become the Vice President of the United States. A lot of history will be unfolding. So we're going to be talking to a guest right now about the significance of all of that in just a second.
Yes.
We're going to squeeze in a quick break and have that when we come back.
We'll be right back.
9:35 right now, big day. President-elect Joe Biden just tweeting out moments ago, it's a new day for America. And we were just talking about the history being made with him and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, because soon she will be the second in command of the United States. So here to talk more about this groundbreaking moment is Reshma Saujani. She's an activist, best-selling author, and the founder and CEO of Girls Who Code. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning. So the last time we spoke to you was back in August when Kamala Harris was chosen as Joe Biden's running mate. And you posted, for those who may not have watched it, a picture of Kamala's family on Twitter. Just kind of remind us the significance back then and what does it mean for you now that she's moments away from this history-making moment?
You know, for so many Black girls, brown girls, Asian girls, white girls, to see that the next Vice President of the United States is Kamala Davy Harris, it means that anything is possible, that everything is possible, that the daughter of a single mom called Shamala, who's Indian American, could be the next Vice President of the United States. I mean, wow, it's just, I woke up this morning feeling so joyful and exuberant and like feeling for the first time that, wow, anything is possible.
Absolutely. That's exactly what I said a little bit earlier, because, not only as women, me, myself, as, an immigrant to this country, you believe that anything truly is possible and you want to tell your children that and you want them to believe that. But she is the embodiment of that. So what kind of statement do you think it makes that a woman, as you mentioned, of Indian and Jamaican heritage can now be Vice President of this country?
It means that we are crashing through those barriers. It means in a moment where we are desperately trying to heal, to inspire our children, right? That this is a new day, that this is a new time, that this is what America is about. Her background to me is so important too right now as a working mother, right? We have seen the devastation of the coronavirus on the labor participation of women and of working women. And Kamala knows what it's like. She was raised by a single mom who had to put food on the table, right? Who didn't know where the next paycheck was coming from. So she's going to go in there and fight for working moms, make sure that we have a Marshall Plan for mothers, make sure that we have affordable daycare, childcare, right? That we have a plan on how to get those 2 million women that we've lost back to work. And that gives me hope, right? That makes me feel like we can get through this together.
And there's so much hope to be had here nationally, but this really has an impact and significance globally and internationally as well. What do you see as the impact?
Oh, in India, we've been partying like it's 1999. I mean, this is like huge, huge. And I was the first South Asian woman to run for Congress. And I remember going into, apartments in Queens and seeing little girls have my poster and what it meant to them. But all across the country, I mean, the second most powerful person in the United States is Kamala Davy Harris. Again, I cannot stress this enough. It is a new day. And I think women across the globe, what you're going to see is increased political participation. You're going to see more women take a seat at the table. You're going to see more women break through those glass barriers. I mean, one of the things Kamala said that I loved, Vice President Harris said that I loved, is that I may be the first, but I will not be the last. And we will make sure that that is true.
And she truly understands the importance of not only her role, but what it took to get her to this point in life, and what a role model that is for many of us. What kind of mark do you think she's going to make over the next 4 years? Because she is very aware.
She is. And I think she takes something that we desperately need. I've been saying that, for so long, our leaders have been behaving like children. Our children have been behaving like leaders. And now it's time for our leaders to be role models. And I think she's an embodiment of that. She teaches us about resilience, about grit, about standing up for what's right, about decency. And every action that the two of them are going to take is towards the arc of justice, is towards the arc of morality. And our children are going to watch that. You see, for many of us who, I know you're a parent too, right? This past 4 years have been so traumatic, also because you're just like, what are my kids seeing? What are they watching? How do I unteach and unlearn this? And now we have these two incredible leaders who are going to teach our children something very different, something that we can be proud of as parents. And I am so looking forward to that.
Reshma, I want to bring in the team here, Marisol and Ben with us as well. And I know Marisol has a question for you. Take it away, Marisol.
I do. Thank you for joining us on our broadcast this morning. You know, some of the things that I think about when I see Kamala Harris, not only that she's a woman of color, but she's also a stepmother, right? She's affectionately known as Mamala. And I think that in this current state, right, it's 2021, what impact do you think that will have on so many blended families that we now have in this country? Because I think the role of the stepmom or the stepmom in chief is kind of, it's new, it's unique, it's novel, but it also has the ability to have an impact. And I wonder what your take is on that.
Yeah, I think that's really powerful. Again, I think there's like no one size fits all American family, right? And I think what you know, Kamala and Doug are showing us is that love comes in all shapes and forms. And, you know, to be a mother and to mother comes in all shapes and forms. And so I think it welcomes the people's house to a lot of different American families. And that gives, again, brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
The fact that they're so, right, you have this Indian family, Jamaican family that she may, you know, swore on the Bhagavad Gita when she was first, you know, came in as an elected official. Like all of these things have so much meaning right now.
Right.
Again, the fact that, you know, her stepchildren call her Mamala, and she has this deep amount of love you can see between all of them. It's powerful.
And her stepchildren, they gave an interview recently, Reshma, where they talked about the look that Kamala Harris would give during hearings or when she was in a court case. And they said, you know, we got that look when we came home and we might have missed curfew as well. It's just very real, because everybody can experience when you blew that curfew and you got that look. Yep. Reshma, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me. Happy Inauguration Day.
Absolutely.